It's Dr. Yvette Maureen here, and in line with manifesting healthy, purpose-driven, God-focused relationships, I invite you to get into my new series. I had the pleasure of sitting down with 4 dynamic couples for Season 1 of the Prayer Life Devotional Expressions series. So we've got Rashad and Shannon Thomas here for the Prayer Life Devotional Expressions series. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for having us.
How long have y'all been together? I feel like I've known you all as just like one. Like there's no real separation. So somewhere you all blended and became like this one person.
We've been together 15 years and married for going on 12 years. So we're 2 months away from being married 12 years.
2 months away.
Yep.
Y'all got big. You have anniversary plans. I have to
Not
ask.
not yet, but I'm sure something will pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, we'll probably do something like a spontaneous trip or something like that.
Y'all do take a lot of spontaneous trips.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what I see.
Yeah, no, that's just one of the things. I mean, just maybe, just getting up and go take a trip, go get some lunch somewhere in the city and then come back. That's the way to keep the marriage going, and also finding ways to find time for one another.
So it solves 2 issues. You keep the spontaneity, so there's no no boredom.
Yes.
But then you also are intentionally making time for each other.
Oh, yes, that's very important.
That's a must.
Okay, and you all have how many boys?
3.
3 boys. So are we talking about family trips together or just like couples time together?
So we normally take 2 to 3 trips with the family, and then we'll take 3 trips with just us, and then we'll do like a solo trip. Like he'll go with his friends, and I'll go with my friends, and so we just
Y'all got it figured out.
Yeah.
So the full family, then it's okay, just mom and dad, and then it's like okay, now you get all the way away.
Yes. So we just take a break from everybody. We just
I love that.
Goes with his friends, I go with my friends, or sometimes we'll go solo. So yeah, that's what we typically do.
I love that because it still speaks to your independence.
Right.
Yes, of course.
And then obviously y'all are such a good team.
Yes.
Well,
Okay.
I appreciate it.
I'm gonna call y'all twins.
It's my brother. And it's funny because people think that we're brothers and sisters, like seriously, and they think that the boys, like I'm their big sister. It's like I'm like seriously their mom. So,
That's great though. I mean that means that you look young enough to be
clearly,
their
right?
You're like, I just had these brothers of mine.
Exactly.
Especially our oldest son, he's 14. He's about my height, so I mean he already trumps over her.
Yeah.
And so now out in public, no one ever think that that's her son.
His mom.
Yeah.
I know you love that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And he's very protective too.
Okay, so 12 years together. Did I say that right?
12 years married, 15 years together.
12 years married.
Yeah.
Get me
15
straight.
years
15
together.
years together.
Yeah.
So at what point, because obviously that was over a decade ago now, 15 years, if you can remember, at what point did you realize that you all had fallen in love? Or that, I'll ask you, Rashad, when did you realize that you loved Shannon?
Let's ask Rashad.
Put the heat on me. I'll take that. No, I would say for me, I knew that I was in love with Shannon when I was able to listen and take her advice. Me growing up as the only child and being raised by a single mother, I was forced to be that man. So me being forced to be that man, it was one of those things where it was, my way or no way, or the highway. So it was one of those things where it was like, as a man, this is what I say, this is the way it goes. But when Shannon came in and realized that she had her best interest at heart when it came to me. So it was one of those things where I realized I had to listen to this woman.
Why am I getting teary-eyed? I'm like tearing up listening to this.
No, I realized I had to listen to this woman that was trying to guide my life and that basically wanted to see me succeed and be successful. So when I realized that, I had her, I had basically her whole entire heart, and that basically she just wanted to see me succeed. I realized, I'm like, man, this woman really, really loves me, and this is where I need to be, committed, and that's where I need to be putting my all, putting my all into it. So at that moment, I mean, it was a no-brainer, and it's one of the best decisions that I, as a man, could have made.
And you keep emphasizing like you as a man, because you were the man of your house.
Yes.
So you were put in that position at a young age.
Correct.
And you laid down the rules for whatever took place in the home.
Correct.
And then it became Shannon's
Yes.
rules sometimes, and you
Yeah.
had to listen and you had to compromise. How was that? Did you feel that transition? Did you see him shift from one place to the
Oh
next?
yes, I did. It was like day and night, like night and day. Like he just changed. Like he said, it was kind of his way when I first met him, and then it's like he started to listen, like slowly but surely. He started to come around, you know. So he's right.
So, Rashad, you just talked about the moment that you kind of submitted, I'll say, and realized that you loved Shannon enough to do so. How do you describe Rashad to others? He's just given me a really good idea of who he is now, but how do you describe him to others?
I describe Rashad as a very loving, caring, thoughtful husband and father, son, best friend. Rashad is my best friend. So that's how I describe him to people, just overall as a great person. Like, I honestly don't have anything negative to say about him. Like, even if like, we're upset with one another, it's like we won't really go like a full hour of being upset, because like he'll do something silly.
Wait.
And then like I'll laugh, and then it's like, okay, whatever. And then we'll just wind up going out to eat or something like that. So it's like, he's just overall a great person. Like, I don't have anything, like, I know that may sound like, oh, cliche, but I don't have anything negative to say about him. Like, I describe him overall as a great person. Great, loving, fun, very entertaining, sweet, and loving husband.
Entertaining. So that's that, oh, you mad at me right now? So I'm about to make you laugh and you're going to forget that this even happened?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That's a good strategy.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
But hold on, I got to ask, if that's the strategy, when did you decide that was like the best way to handle y'all's conflict?
When we realized that communication was the key, and we realized that, okay, we're not going anywhere, so then what's the point of being mad? And then looking at how short life is, and seeing others actually just pass away, just, someone, you hear husband and wife, husband left home and never returned. So we realized it was like, if we, really love each other and care for each other, it's like, what's the point of, being mad with each other? Yeah, we understand we had a misunderstanding, but it's like, I can't allow you to go to bed. I can't allow you to leave the house not knowing, that I genuinely love you. And whatever happened earlier, whatever we disagreed about, was just that, a disagreement. And now it's time to move forward and find something else to disagree about later.
Exactly.
So we got your strategy. What's your strategy if he's upset?
No, that's typically, like, if he's upset, I'll just come and just, aggravate him. Just aggravate him more.
She's goofy as well. You may not know that she has a real, our entire house is like a fun house.
Yeah.
It's always something, just,
yeah.
Being goofy, just cracking jokes, freestyling,
That's
doing
good.
something just, entertaining, because that's the way to keep everybody, happy and, quote unquote, as my boys say, bored. I don't know how they always bored, but.
The boys are always bored.
They say they bored. I don't understand how.
Yeah.
Because if they're not out, like, physically doing something, like, they're active, so they're not, like, constantly active, doing something, having, like, constant fun, their type of fun, then they're bored, But
So y'all created a place where at home it's a stage.
Our house is a
we have
stage.
an entire game room at home, with the Pac-Man arcade machines and PlayStation, Xbox.
Yeah, it's a fun house.
Just having fun.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody likes to come to the house.
I'll just be waiting for my invitation. Go to the fun house.
It's the
There
fun
you go.
house, yeah.
There you go.
You can't come to our house and be all stuffy and
We make sure we have extra air mattresses and all that for the kids.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's always, we're going to Uncle Shad, Auntie Shay house.
Yeah.
So that's just
Okay.
it's the environment we've created.
Very good. And that has rolled over into your marriage,
Yes.
keeping things fun and
Yes.
lighthearted, right?
Yes.
What if it gets deep though? I have to imagine that sometimes it does get deep. It's a marriage. There's deep topics.
and that's true. But it's one of those things where we actually are one. So us being one, we know how to communicate. So it's about coming and telling, like, listen, you was wrong about that. You understand? And I think at this point we're both grown enough to apologize and be very apologetic. Shannon used to be very stubborn, but if she's wrong now, she doesn't have a problem. If it's an hour, 2 hours later, she'll come back and she's like, baby, I'm so sorry. I was dead wrong for that. I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have said. And I've gotten to the point But I realized too, I have to be submissive. I can't be stubborn and, want to, because at being married, you're going to have problems. You're going to have disagreements. You're going to have heated disagreements. But it's one of those things, well, if you know you was wrong, because you can have a disagreement and know deep down, like, man, I'm dead wrong. Like, but it takes an adult to come realizing that I was wrong, or we both was wrong. There was a different way that we both could have handled that. And that's where we're at now, at a point where we both are pretty much continuing to I must say, raise each other, grow each other up. So it's one of those things where being able to communicate and tell the other, like, listen, next time this is a way you should have. I mean, I give you a scenario. I've had being a man, who always, like I say, wanted to control things. It used to be a thing where if we were out in public and said something, if I disagreed, I would make it known. I'm like, Shan, no, that's not the way it should go, X, Y, Z. And she had to come to me and say, like, Rashad, I don't like when you, basically try to correct me in public. She was like, if you feel a certain way about it,
wait till we get home.
Right, you understand?
Or in the car.
And I had to, after doing it so many times, I realized, like, I think I'm really
doing this a lot.
Yeah. So it was one of those things where I had to look at the man in the mirror and realize that if I felt some type of way, send a text. Like, hey, I think you should address that a different way. If I want my point to be heard right then. Like, I don't have to voice it. Send a text or tell her, hey, let's step outside. But don't make the obvious. So it was one of the things that I had to realize that I had to fix, within my marriage, to ensure that my wife was comfortable at all times. So, I mean, that's
good. She's like, not right now.
Yeah.
Let's wait till we get home. And over time, you were like, I wasn't doing that. And then you saw it happen. And that was the point where you realized you were wrong.
Right. Because one of those things where, just being the man with the kids, you're always like, hey, man, don't do that. So, and she's like, I'm not your child.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you're right, baby, I'm sorry. So.
The couple's stories are meant to inspire and spark dialogue on how faith bonds our romantic relationships. We engage in open, candid discussions on boundaries, love, faith, prayer in marriage, the importance of true friendship, commitment, and what women and men really want from a significant other. We laughed, cried, and then it got real as we talked through what it takes to ride the highs and lows of a Christ-centered marriage.